gentlemen, to We Are Not Experts, an airplane building podcast. Today's episode, recorded the 23rd of July, 2026. Now, ordinarily, this is the part where we tell you Chris and Tim are coming to you live from the home studios in East Texas. Not today. Today, the boys have left the garage behind, and they are coming to you from somewhere else entirely. So grab a seat, turn it up, and settle in with the two least qualified men in aviation. This is We Are Not Experts.
I hit that button.
You hit that button.
And you know what that means? It's another episode of We Are Not Experts, an airplane building podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Tim.
And we are not coming to you live from our home studios in East Texas.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we're someplace else today.
That requires us to wear something like this in the evening.
I'm kind of bummed that your torch ran out of juice.
I don't even know where it is, honestly. It's been a long week already.
I feel like packing out tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of I don't even know where that is.
Don't even know, don't care.
So this is episode 20, but I'm sure will be more than 20 episodes.
I feel like it's been 20 for a while now.
But did I say 20?
You said 20.
Okay. What I meant to say is this is at least episode 20.
Okay.
Of We're Not Experts, an airplane building podcast. I'd say probably 21.
Yeah. It's in the 20s.
Yeah. Of which I'm sure there'll be more than 21 episodes.
Absolutely.
Today is Thursday, the 23rd of July, the year of our Lord, 2026. And we are in a distant land called Oshkosh, something, I don't know.
It's pronounced funny here.
Yeah.
The land of cheese curds.
The land of cheese curds. I've not had cheese curds. I've had a cheese curd. To be honest, I've had a taco full.
I've had a taco full, a couple taco fulls, and I highly recommend them.
Yeah.
And cow beer.
Spotted cow beer, yes, which apparently is a local delicacy, along with the cheese curds. So you're hitting on all cylinders.
Oh yeah.
I am not. But so we wanted to do something special for you guys, but instead we just recorded a podcast.
There you go. This is what you get, and now
and we're not sure how long it's going to be. We typically shoot for an hour. We have a lot to talk about for sure. We've been here. This is our fifth day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we arrived on Sunday.
Yeah, it's day 0. Don't count.
Yeah. Don't get any ideas. We are two guys talking about we got here on Sunday and we're sitting in front of a single tent. That's my tent. Tim's tent is right over there.
That way.
Yeah. This isn't...
We're not sharing a tent. Don't get any ideas.
Yeah. This isn't Brokeback Oshkosh.
Ooh. I'm sure for some it is. Anyhow, and right on cue, my tent mates did show back up. Both my sons are here with me for this one, so... Well, 2 of my sons are here with me, not all of them.
Muy especial. They were just over at the Stoll field watching these guys land, try to nearly flip their planes, and then try to take off again.
Most impressive.
Yeah, very impressive.
What got our attention was they are literally coming right over the top of the road in front of our tent, which is their base turn. I think it's their base to final turn. Yeah,
base is right over the top of our tent, and then 4 feet later, they turn final, and then 50 feet later, they land. That's what it feels like. So.
Just ever so casually handing off the titanium spork.
The titanium spork. Which is a bottle opener, too. So we're off to a slow start here, I would say.
Yeah, but it's Oshkosh.
Yeah, so this is my first time coming to Oshkosh. I've wanted to, like any aviator, come out here for a long time. This is the first time that's worked out. It has been an interesting week. Certainly did not disappoint. I feel like I've learned a lot. There are things that I would probably do a little bit differently in the future, but we've got time to talk about all of that.
Oh, yeah. We have all the time to talk about it. This is actually my third time to Oshkosh. First time was in, I think it was 2010 when I brought the M model here for its worldwide debut. Well, I was still a flight engineer in the Air Force, and that was a good time.
The M model of your tent?
The M model C5.
Oh.
No, my tent back then was a very small one-man tent that I went out to camping and slept in for the couple of nights that we were here.
Really?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, I didn't get a room. I slept in camping. That was my agreement to be able to come on that crew to come out here because there were no extra rooms to be had. So I did.
You guys
what
are
I had
Air
to do.
Force. I thought you never, like, nothing less than, like, embassy suites at the lowest level.
Yeah, okay, says the guy who has the nice canopy and all the other accoutrements to go in the front of his porch, and I have chair 1.0 and 2.0.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I also came last year. I hope this will be a regular thing. I'd like to come every year if I can. The ultimate dream being able to fly our own airplanes here like everybody else, which being an RV-8 means we will not be camping under the wings of our planes.
No.
We could low crawl under them maybe, but definitely not camp under them.
Yeah, that I think the airplane camping thing would be super cool. But one of the things that I was thinking about this week is we come from Southeast Texas. It is very hot, very humid. It is warm here. It is certainly not hot by Texas standards, but I really did feel like I got beat up by the sun the whole week.
It's full sun the moment you wake up.
Yeah.
Till the end.
Yeah, it's that exposure that you kind of have to, I guess, expect and plan for. And so thinking about tent camping, when we were yesterday or the day before further down the line toward the approach end of 3-6, and all those people are hanging out under their high wings watching the air show, I was a little bit jelly.
Yeah, the high wings are definitely where it's at when it comes to the airplane camping here. That, and let's be realistic, they can actually bring actual camping gear with them in most of those planes. You're not going to fit a whole lot into an RV. Not legally anyways.
Yeah, the people, there were people there with like 185s with belly pods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My tent is not fitting in an RV. My tent is not fitting in a belly pod of anything.
I'm shocked at how big your tent is when it's folded up compared to when it's fully deployed. It's not much different.
It's not much different, no.
The difference between your tent fully set up and put away is that when it's fully set up, you can stand up in it. Other than that, it's just about the same footprint, it feels like.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'm going to use it while I can. Eventually, I'll have to go to
Didn't you have trouble
smaller
fitting it in the bed
accommodations.
of the truck?
We did, which is ironic because last year I came up here by myself and I put all of that into a Mustang.
Yeah.
That same tent, my scooter, all this stuff that I brought with me. So.
Since last year, was it your new Mustang?
No, it was the old one.
Okay.
It's not the new one.
Because I was thinking since last year, you also like replaced the dash on your...
Yeah.
But that
and
wasn't
the
actually
windshield.
from the tent. That was from...
That was from a sandblaster.
Well, of course, you put a sandblaster.
I needed a sandblaster and I didn't have a truck. The cracked windshield and the screwed up dash from said sandblaster provoked me to replacing the truck in my life with another truck. So mistakes were made. Yeah. But I don't regret it because the sandblaster has been invaluable this last year. I've used the heck out of it.
And it's important you said that because that brings us back to actually talking about building airplanes, which is what we're supposed to be doing here.
I do have updates for that. So.
Yeah. You know what? Before we go any deeper into talking about how bad we are at camping, which is a shame for a couple of military guys.
But did we die?
No,
Exactly.
not yet.
Not yet.
No. But it's been so long. It really does seem like last week to me, but it's been so long since we recorded the actual episode 20 with Brandon. So you have done some work. I know that you and I both traveled a lot in that time, but I know that you've also gotten there have been some changes.
There are definitely changes.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was on permanently yet or not, but my gear legs are now attached and on, and my plane is sitting on little bitty baby casters attached to the end of those gear legs so that it's still movable. Tail wheel assembly is installed. again, so it can sit on its legs, and it's now movable, and all of that was because the next thing I had to do was install the empennage. So now the empennage is installed. Anybody who's seen the channel probably knows that. The horizontal stab's on, the vertical stab is on. They're not permanent yet, but they are permanently drilled, which was absolutely terrifying. I did get help from Vans. They emphasize that the 2 forward holes on the longerons for the horizontal stab are some of the more critical holes you may ever drill in this entire thing, with the highest likelihood of an expensive, long-time repair if you screw that up. So I think I spent a good 6 hours measuring and remeasuring where those holes were going to go. Happy to say they are as perfect as I can make them, which probably isn't very perfect at all, but they're good. So the tail's on.
Knowing you and seeing the way that you build, it worries me when you like agonize over something like that. Because I feel like, oh man, that seems like it's going to be a challenge for me, and among other reasons, is one of the reasons why I regret letting you get ahead of me in the build.
You can catch up. You can definitely catch up.
I don't know, man. You've got a you now have, not only do you have the full canoe, you have a directionally stable canoe.
I do have it. It's
without riggers.
It's a lawn dart.
Yeah.
It's a guided dart right now. If I put the engine on it,
yeah,
it could go very straight, probably very quickly, but not leave the ground.
Yeah. So in that period of time, shocker, nothing happened on my airplane, and I had been traveling quite a bit, and I'd worked quite a bit on my actual work, and then quite a bit on developing or continuing to develop the software that I've been working on, hoping that by the time I got to Osh, I would have something that was worthwhile sharing or having conversations with people about. I feel like I do have that in my hand, but those opportunities, it's a different kind of thing here than I anticipated.
Yeah, the atmosphere around something like that is different. I mean, especially with the big vendors, they're all here to push their product probably and sell, and not necessarily.
Yeah. So you're having any meaningful conversations with influential people that I might want to partner with or get agreements with? That certainly wouldn't happen here. One person that I hoped would be here with Vans, who I kind of have a relationship with, courtesy of the early days of my YouTube channel. Didn't see him here, but all is not lost with that. Like, we did get to run into a few people, like put actual like handshake with people that we have kind of built digital relationships with, and there are people that I'll be able to start getting the software out to start alpha testing it and getting some real good feedback. So it wasn't all lost, but nothing got done on my airplane. And I did go to one of my trips was to Alaska to go to my grandmother's memorial, and one of my uncles watches my channel, and he was giving me endless heaps of crap about the fact that he's probably going to die before I make any more progress on my airplane. So I owe it to him.
Well, that needs to be a goal. You need to, hopefully you can get your fuselage on order before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get my finishing kit on order before the end of the year. And then neither of us have to worry about next year's potential price hikes.
Right. Yeah. The fuselage, the lead time isn't very long in the fuselage right now. It's like 60 or 90 days.
Yeah, I don't think it's terribly long on the finishing kit right now either, which is odd because it's usually, I think, the canopy that holds things up. And I have a whole lot of things to delete from that finishing kit before I order it, some of which I bought while we were here, which was nice. Swung by a lot of different booths, made a lot of good contacts with a lot of people, got a lot more thoughts in my head, some I probably don't need to have in my head, but you know me, I run with things. I did stop by the fairings, etc. booth, and I meant to go talk to them about just an empennage fairing, and what can I say? He's a good salesman. He sold me into a whole lot more than just that. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'll do a video when all of it does finally show up, although I do have the empennage fairing. He handed it to me like it's an easy thing for me to walk away with right in the middle of the show. Like, here you go. So I have that and a few other small pieces to take back with me, and then some other ones are on order and going to come back.
I was going to say, you came up here with the truck. You can buy almost anything, but then I forgot that tent.
The tent fills the truck. Well, that and Oshkosh's, Camp Scholler's newest rules for tent camping.
Oh yeah,
took up a lot more room in the truck than we planned.
If you haven't been to Oshkosh and you're thinking about coming in camping, you're like, I've heard that you should probably have like an e-scooter to get around. It's a great idea.
Which is what somebody told you.
Yeah.
Because it worked great last year.
I'm like, yep, I'll put that on my list. I'll order that right away. And I did. And they outlawed them. So.
Yeah. To be fair, the guy who told you that also ordered a second one to bring up here and could not bring it as well. So, yeah, you can't bring e-scooters here anymore. You can't bring one-wheels, hoverboards. They're trying to cut back, I think, on the kids riding stuff around. Bicycles are okay. Electric motorcycles are not. But regular motorcycles are, which is weird. Dirt bikes are okay. Quads are okay. Side-by-sides are okay. Golf carts are okay.
Almost anything other than
a scooter
or a hoverboard is okay. So an e-bike is okay. I went ahead, like I bought that thing. I'm like, I'm just going to bring it and play dumb. And then I got here and I look at the size and scale of this thing and I realized you can't play dumb. Everybody knows if you try to play dumb and just ride around, everybody will understand that you are deliberately trying to play dumb.
Yeah, you're not going to get away with it for very long.
So now I also have an e-bike. One thing worth noting, depending on how you grew up or where you grew up, camping can mean different things to different people. This is just sleeping in a tent.
Yeah.
It's not camping.
No, you're not having to fend for yourself really out here.
Target is like 5 miles away. You can figure stuff out pretty easily.
Plus the camp has the Red One markets or Red Barn, whatever they are.
Yeah.
They have markets everywhere. You can get to one easily. They have most everything you need. Some of it's reasonable, some of it.
Right.
I'll
tell you what, it's not ballpark prices.
No.
It's not like camping at Dodger Stadium.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. So that's good. The markets are easy to get to. They have shower amenities, which are, certainly better than I would have expected.
They're at least basic training standards.
Yeah. And for all branches of service, not just for the Marine Corps. It's actually the market, by the way, opens at 5:30 in the morning, so you can get your coffee.
That's not even bad.
No.
As long as you don't let the nice old lady at the market talk you into the sludge at the bottom of the pot so she can change it.
She's always desperate to get some sucker to take that last 4 ounces out of a coffee urn.
She's good at it too.
Yeah, she doesn't want to throw that mud out. She wants you to drink it. So it's not really roughing it. And there are, honestly, you and I are both tent camping, but there's every possible level of so-called camping here in Camp Scholler.
Just within eye shot of us right now.
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah. So people in the multi-million-dollar Class A motorhomes, and then people with like a 2-piece like pup tent shelter half.
I've seen people just sleeping in their cars too in a parking spot.
Yeah.
Some very nearby.
Yeah.
And they're pretty good about the quiet hours. I mean, sometimes it goes a little long, but it hasn't been too bad, other than an unfortunate incident of somebody watching a really horrible movie that kept us up for a little while.
Yeah. I think we've been pretty fortunate. There was one night where somebody was a poor neighbor, but it could have been worse. I think that, like, sort of echoing across the grounds, I could say that we were more than fortunate, because there are sounds kind of drifting across the campground that I was like, if I was the neighbor of that guy, I'd be really upset right now.
Oh yeah. And I mean, there's still random things like the karaoke golf cart of questionably sober people that rides around every once in a while.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's part of it. It's a festival kind of atmosphere, not quite as bad as probably Burning Man or Coachella, but
yeah, I don't know. When we'll let you know how that goes next year, Burning Man, when we give you a live podcast. Since we decided to do this, we thought, you know what? We should do more of these. We should just find random festivals.
Or just go to festivals and crash them and be the odd older gentleman there that probably have no business being there.
one thing that I failed to mention, and it's important for people to know if they're thinking about coming out here. We talked about, people trying to show off their camp setup by playing a crappy movie late at night, thinking everybody, their neighbor's going to watch. There's another thing that is, if you like to sleep in, guess what? There are these dudes, and they're probably old as hell, who fly these airplanes that are really old, really early every morning. That's one thing they don't warn you about when you come to Oshkosh. There are airplanes everywhere.
You get a wake-up call at, I think 6:30 is when they start their flybys. First morning, it was a P-51, and I think it was the P-38. I believe that's what it was the first morning. Yeah. And they did a lap around the grounds as well as the camp to make sure everybody was awake.
Yeah.
And I think this morning it was 7 P-51s in close formation. So if you don't like planes, definitely not the place for you.
Yeah. I mean, I knew that we were going to come here and go camping. I didn't know there were going to be all these airplanes.
All these airplanes, man.
All these airplanes. And gyrocopters, ultralights, paragliders, helicopters,
hot air balloons, blimps.
Yeah. I didn't see any VTOL stuff actually in action, which kind of surprised me.
Well, the F-35B did show up, and it did go into VTOL, but we kind of walked away at that point. And
I guess maybe
who wants to see that?
You're right. I didn't see any consumer level VTOL.
Although they also have the new fad of all the electric things.
Yes.
One of those did fly.
We did see an electric toaster.
Yep. And then the other end of that spectrum, we saw a Wright Flyer B model take to the air ever so briefly.
Well, we saw two things. First, we saw the Wright Flyer high-speed taxi get some serious death wobble
and abort.
Then slow it down to about 5 miles an hour and taxi the whole length of the runway.
Sound aeronautical decision making was made right there.
We were definitely seated at the right end of the runway. Definitely not show center. We were definitely show extreme right. Yep. But it was the right place to be for that.
Oh yeah, it was. It was a good place to be for a lot of it. We've had a lot of other good things. I got to make an old acquaintance. I got to see my beloved C5 come in and land and then take back off again. A model or a tail that I actually have history with, which was pretty cool to see. So that was fun.
Yeah, you're underselling it. Tim has the tail of this particular aircraft tattooed on his side, so he will never forget.
This is true. And that's about all we're going to say about that here.
He also cried like a baby.
A slightly happy baby.
Yeah. So that was a cool experience. You getting to see, for me, on different levels, C5 is awesome. I didn't tell you, but the first air show that I ever went to was at Elmendorf when I was like 14, and the most memorable thing for me was walking through C5. I was like, man, you can play basketball in here, because I was into airplanes and basketball, and that seemed awesome. But to not only just see that aircraft with you, because I know what it means to you, but that particular aircraft, and then hear the stories about it, and then also being there with you, and you got to share it with Jake. That was super cool. That's a highlight for me.
Yeah, me as well. It was an emotional moment getting to go on it again. And the last time he ever saw one was a little over 10 years ago, 11 years ago when I retired. And the last time he saw one probably in action was the last air show I performed in a C5 out at Travis. Yeah. So it's kind of come full circle. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And you were, I want to say that you were really like generous with the air crews of not only that aircraft, but the other aircraft that were in attendance. But that would be a lie.
I wasn't mean.
No, you weren't mean.
Judgmental a little.
Judgmental, critical. Yeah. You were wearing your instructor hat.
Definitely. I might have critiqued a few things. Some things just die hard. I might have recited a couple of checklists.
Might have.
Might have.
Yeah.
Might.
Yeah, that was great.
It was.
Let's see. Is there anything that immediately springs to mind that you would do differently?
Yeah. So a big one, and we kind of hinted at it and we didn't dig into it so we could talk about it here. A big one is, and this has happened 2 years in a row to me now, I have grand plans of, there's a schedule published of this event's happening or this lecture or this thing.
Yeah.
And times and places. And I have a grand plan of, I want to go do this. I want to see that. I want to do this. But then the reality of being in such an overwhelming place takes hold. Plus the logistics of just how big this place is.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really work out. So just like last year, a lot of those seminars and things I'd like to go to, I did not. So I need to come up with a better way. I don't want to make myself some rigid schedule because that's not what I wouldn't find that enjoyable. But I need to come up with a better way to make sure I at least hit the key things that I absolutely want to. I did it with the vendors. I had a whole list of vendors I want to go talk to, get information from, learned a lot of cool stuff that's out there, got answers to questions I had. So that was all really good. But when it came to, attending stuff at the Dynon booth or a wiring seminar or something like that, no, none of that happened.
The morning goes really fast.
The morning goes really fast.
So similar to what you're describing, having a plan and sticking to it, you feel like you're going to miss things if you don't tuck your head into every little corner and walk the whole grounds. And by the way, the distracting noise and image is the Goodyear blimp trying to go vertical.
That was really impressive, honestly. And now he's diving.
Yes,
should we be
we're
concerned?
watching the Goodyear blimp in PIO, pilot induced oscillation.
This is very New Jersey circa.
Oh, the humanity.
The humanity. Thankfully, it's only helium, folks. We're okay.
People tell you that there's no way that if you went to Oshkosh for a day, you wouldn't be able to see everything. If you go to Oshkosh for a week, you still won't be able to see everything. And somehow you still think, well, I'm going to try to see as much as I can. And I do realize, we've been here 5 days, 4 days of the actual show. And I've sat in 2 forums or seminars. Both were worthwhile. The day one, the Vans one, kind of a good catch up, not really relevant to RV8 builders, RV7 builders, etc. To an extent, it's a little bit in the state of the company, but obviously the focus with Vans is on RV15, and then also because of Mosaic and what that means, they're focusing heavily on the RV12 and flight training and things like that. But Juan Brown's forum was awesome.
That was excellent. I am so glad we did not miss that one.
Yeah, that one was
good
awesome
to listen to talk.
But other than that, there are at least 3 other things that I said, tomorrow morning I'm gonna do that one, and then don't do it, and they say, that's happening every day this week. I'll just catch it some other time. It doesn't happen. And when I said before about feeling beat up by the sun, afternoon comes around, there's an air show. You're gonna see there will be several repeats throughout the week. Like the whole show, top to bottom, won't necessarily be the same, but you will see several acts repeated throughout the week. And the air show is 2.5 hours in the afternoon.
Yeah, 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah, and so maybe it would have been a good idea to just sit down in the morning in 2 or 3 forums and learn something, gain some knowledge, some practical knowledge and stuff like that, and not show up having already walked 18,000 steps before the air show starts.
Yeah.
Even though you're sitting, you're baking in the sun. And so I think that I would be, I wish I had been more disciplined about just doing the things that I wanted to do, or things that interested me, because it wasn't that in all that wandering around I was being productive. Sometimes it was just like overstimulated and looking at everything, although much of it, like, I mean, you have 800 exhibitors. Most of it doesn't apply to you.
No.
But you're going to look at it anyways.
Yeah, because it's shiny.
And you're
it's new.
wandering aimlessly without a plan, which means you do loops and circles and like, hey, kids, look, Big Ben, Parliament.
There
Look,
you go.
kids, Big Ben, Parliament. When you could have been like, just come up with a plan, and I'm going to walk through Warbirds, and I'm going to work my way back here. I'm going to do this top of the form. So I would be more deliberate about it. I think that maybe Jeff kind of did that.
He did. Jeff from Jeff and Paper Gary, we ran into him while we were here, hung out for a while. He definitely had a plan, and he stuck to it and filled us in on all of the good things he went and saw and briefed, which, today, reiterated to us just how little actual stuff we got done.
Yeah.
Because he saw some good things and he learned a lot of good things. But I mean, it's all a learning experience. So next year we got a better shot at it.
Yeah, everybody's experience is their own. Some real highlights for me. I'm trying to think like favorite things that I saw. It would be hard to pick one out of all of it. Just some of the people often when they talk about Oshkosh, they talk about, you go there for the airplanes, you come back for the friends that you made or something like that. I don't know that I necessarily made any new friends because I showed up here with you, so I wasn't really inclined to get chummy with neighbors necessarily.
Yeah.
But it was fun just to get a chance to meet some like Austin, Jeff, others that we are kind of familiar with and we communicate with, and get to see him face to face and chat for a little bit. Ryan, as well, and then also honestly, like just the handful of people who recognized us and came up and said hey and told us how much we've changed their lives.
It's an odd moment, right? Yeah. It's almost like being thanked for your service.
I know.
I don't know how to answer. So if I came off weird when any of you came up to me, it's because I didn't know necessarily the right way to respond to it. But it was so good meeting all of you that did come up.
Yeah.
At different random times, and hearing how many of you actually do like the podcast and appreciate it and listen to it. So that was a good thing. Hence us sitting here now.
Yeah. That was super fun. I enjoyed that a lot. And also it's probably relieved a little bit of anxiety because certainly my Build YouTube channel, or not just Build, but because when I started that channel, it wasn't just building, but I've had that channel for a while. I have a modest following, like 1,400 subscribers on that, and a fair amount of interaction. And so, and then this is sort of, well, not new, but it feels kind of new because we do it so infrequently.
Yeah.
But we have a fair amount of interaction and stuff like this. So I was kind of hopeful that like somebody, like we would run into somebody who actually knew, like who actually watched the show and had a question.
Yeah.
Or even better, not a question, but like telling us what they're building. The guy that we met, we're gonna have breakfast the other day, building an RV-15.
Building an RV-15, yep.
Yeah.
One of the ones that came up to me that watched the podcast, building an RV-8. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it was really awesome getting to meet everybody and hearing the comments about, like you said, how we've helped them. I hope
I said it facetious.
Well, I mean, there were several that have talked about how we've helped them, or we helped them figure this out, or we're good at this or that. And it's, first off, the name of the show is We Are Not Experts. If our mistakes can definitely lead others to avoid those mistakes, then by all means, we're grateful to help. Hopefully we stop making so many mistakes.
Yeah.
They do get expensive.
Oh, you know what? I forgot up until now that when we were kind of going back and forth about doing this trip, somebody had come to us and mentioned that well, I'd made a joke in the last episode when we were recording with Brandon from Slink Air that our intro music, our theme song, is the music that actually came with the device that we record the podcast on. It's just like the default ringtone on your phone. And somebody thought we should do something a little bit different, a little bit better, especially since we're making this momentous journey across the country vertically to get here. And so they basically wasn't really sure what direction to go with it. And so just throw some options at us. And so I think that they went after something that a band that was fond to them when they were younger, and they heard it again recently in the gym. And they couldn't get Limp Bizkit to do it, but they found a cover band that I think is Soggy Scone.
Soggy Scones, yeah.
Yeah, and they did something. So we want to give you right here, exclusive, first time it's ever been heard in the wild, a special theme song. And I don't know if this is going to stick.
We'll see what they think.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Two garages, no clue. Cutting metal, busting knuckles, gonna see it through. Rivet gun, hammer, sparks in the air. Ask us if we're qualified, now we don't care. No school, no rules, no factory line. Just a couple of dreamers and a whole lot of time. T-fighting the hippie, headed to the sky. Oshkosh. We ain't experts, but we came to fly. Building in the garage, we don't do it half-assed. We are not experts, but you'll love the podcast.
So you heard it right there.
Well, we may have a technical difficulty. It looks like your camera might have done something to us.
It says please charge battery even though we're plugged in.
And just like that, we've lost the video.
Just like that.
Well, at least they got an outro song on the way out of the video.
That's right, yeah. Well, you know what? I gotta say, I don't know how much the video lends to this episode, but certainly it's better than when we have given an episode where the video doesn't come until the last 20 minutes.
The last 20. At least you started with video this time.
Yeah.
And we even knew it stopped, so...
Yeah, that's a relief. And so we're 38 minutes in. That's the theme song offering from
Soggy Scones.
Soggy Scone. Yeah. Yeah. And I think how did it finish off? We don't do it half-ass.
Right as the camera dies.
Yeah, we don't half-ass.
We full-ass.
We're not experts. You love the podcast. So that's a camera thing that we have to figure out.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean me.
Well, I mean, it was, to be fair, it was a portable camera thing. So this won't be a normal issue.
Yeah. So we have the camera plugged in to a power source,
which appears to be on.
And I researched it, and it said that it can be powered off of that while recording.
I'll bet it's the same problem I had once upon a time where it really can't.
Yeah.
Because it draws more than it's actually charging. And you gotta have the adapter to replace the battery.
Yeah. So here's what it said. I know this has almost nothing to do with airplanes, but everything with airplane podcasts. It said that it cannot charge while it's recording, but it can be powered off of it. So we'll do an experiment later. By we, I mean me. And what we'll do is we'll just remove the battery altogether and see if it can just run off of...
There you go.
Off of the USB power. But
for the interim, you can just listen to our soothing voices.
That's right. Oh, you know what? We do have some B-roll that we can roll here.
We do. And
yeah.
That by the time they hear this, we'll have edited it, and hopefully it's something decent.
We had a pretty cool plan, which was we had thought about maybe throwing up a green screen behind us and chroma keying this, and then using a video from the flight line as if we were recording the podcast just sitting right there in front of the air show.
But technical difficulties.
Technically, I do have a green screen that we can throw up, but it's not large enough to cover the entire backdrop that we would need when we're doing a two-shot like this.
We take up a lot of screen.
We do. We do. Yeah. So yeah, highlights for me. Obviously, got to see a lot of like planes that I just like love, and to get to see them the PBY, that was really cool to see. Of course, the Corsair in action.
Yeah.
Can't hate that.
P-38.
Yep, P-38.
Amazing airplanes.
Probably the highlight for me, because you mentioned the P-38, is the Flying Bulls.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
They had the DC-6, the P-38. What else did they?
Well, that was all they brought for the intro, which was right at sunset.
Yeah.
So the light hitting off of those planes, I mean, it was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And they're gorgeous planes to see anytime, but yeah, the light hit them just right, and it was stunning. Never anywhere else can you get as close and personal with these aircraft like you can here. Like, you are in the middle of the action. If you're walking down like we did today, we're walking down Warbird Alley, and please step to the side. We have a whole squadron of Trojans that are going to taxi back in here, and we're no more than 10 feet away from these things as they come in.
The volunteers do such an amazing job, and what you're describing is not what I expected. I was listening to a different podcast on the way up here, and one of the things they mentioned was, like, if you want to go look at the Warbirds, kind of make sure you do it earlier in the day, because once the air show kicks off, you won't be able to get back there, because they'll block it all off, because they have aircraft going back and forth. Our experience today was there are a ton of volunteers here, and they just did such a great job of just keeping everybody clear and safe when they needed to be. But you could coexist with these machines and get to be right in the thick of all of it. It's amazing on a couple of levels. Not only the fact that they're able to do that so well, but the attitude of all of these volunteers.
Yeah, everybody had a really positive attitude, which is amazing when you consider they're dealing with the general public.
Right.
700,000+ people day in and day out.
Yeah.
So hats off to them.
Yeah, it's got to be something in the, that must be sort of like hard-coded in their SOPs. Like, this is how you're going to speak to people, because just friendly to the very last one, even, trying to get people into control and move them out of the way. Just an amazing experience. And I agree with you. I don't think that you can get that level of access anywhere else.
No, you'll be behind a rope hundreds of feet away, and that's as close as you get, kind of thing.
So the just today alone, the aircraft that we were able to just sort of like loiter around and take a look at: MiG-29, F-5s from NASA, the PBY, all those T-28 Trojans.
We sat
Corsairs.
under the wing of somebody's T-28 today and watched part of the show from there, and asked if we were in his way. He's like, nope, we're all good.
Yeah.
So we just hung out under the wing of his plane, took some shade for a little while.
Plus, literally thousands of patrons aircraft who flew in here and camped, and that whole thing, the arrivals and departures, especially today.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest turnover day of the week for people who have they've had their fill and they're headed home, and then people who are coming in to catch the last 3 days of the show. They want to see the Red Arrows. We'll get to see the Red Arrows tomorrow. Their arrival yesterday was amazing.
Oh yeah, it was. They made an entrance.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get to see them perform. I that's not something that I expected that I would ever really get a chance to. Not being a person who goes to a ton of air shows, but certainly the Red Arrows coming over from the UK. I'm excited about that. I think that probably aircraft-wise, although I've seen so many things that are interesting to me for a number of reasons, but it's probably just the Flying Bulls, the Red Bull aircraft.
Yeah, their helicopter put on quite the show today.
Yeah, that
I just
was
thought about that again.
The Red Bull Air Show today with their skydivers. There's so much going on. So much going on. The night air show. The night air show was great. And I was tired. and I was cold, much colder than I expected to be. But that show was amazing. I'm trying to think what was my favorite part of the night air show. Maybe the sailplane. But then the fireworks show at the end with the aircraft flying through it, especially the Super Chipmunk.
Yep. Popping off fireworks, lasers going off, explosions going off, drones in the air, and all of this being coordinated by the air boss. That was another thing that we did. We both bought these cheap Amazon radios that can listen only, not transmit on aircraft frequencies. And we had the air boss frequency, both the towers, Fisk, all the pertinent ones, so we could listen to kind of the behind the scenes. And the air boss frequency was money to have during the show.
Yeah, kudos to you. That was a really good find.
So definitely worth having and listening to. And so we kind of knew what was coming, but we didn't really know. Like during the nighttime show, we just heard a countdown, like be out of the box in 5, 4, and then by the time they got to 1, something blew up. It's like, holy crap.
Well, at the sort of the end of the major flying portion of the night air show, then when they were going to go into the lasers and the pyro, it kind of, to be honest, it kind of felt like it was falling apart and like it wasn't going to happen. And there was a bit of a lull there, and I thought maybe that they were having technical difficulties that they weren't going to be able to recover from, but they did, like in a huge way.
And I mean, to be fair, now having seen it,
yeah,
there's a lot of moving parts that had to be absolutely coordinated to make that work.
Have you ever seen a drone display like that before, like in person?
I've seen a smaller one time, and it was impressive, but not on that level.
That breaks my brain just to think about how that makes me. It also makes me a little scared, to be honest.
Yeah, the future's going to be interesting.
Yeah, but that was so. Yeah, the night air show definitely. The people that I've heard talk about Osh, if you're going to go, you have to see the night air show. 100%.
You do.
Bring warmer clothes than you think you'll need.
That's a good takeaway. I knew it would be cool,
yeah.
And I still didn't bring warm enough clothes because it gets down into the 50s, I think, is what we were seeing.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night, and then you get a little bit of breeze on top of that. It gets chilly, especially out there on the flight line. Unless you're close enough for the pyro. And according to my sons who were, they were plenty warm every time something blew up. So I guess that was a good thing. And if our B-roll is working the way it should, you guys will hopefully see a little piece of that.
Yeah.
For me, one of the highlights during the normal show and the night show was Team Redline.
Right.
And obviously, I'm biased. They're RV8s. And it's a father-son team. So it was cool to watch them in the daytime. And then at night, it's the lead, the father, with pyro attached to his plane, and it was just so impressive to see them do all of that. So really cool stuff.
Yeah. One missed opportunity with the night air show, and we'll know next time, maybe at Burning Man, is that we realized after maybe 45 minutes that we should have been recording our own audio while watching that thing.
Yeah, you guys would have got the what is it, the grumpy old men from...
Yeah, the grumpy old men from the Muppets.
Yeah, you would have heard our ongoing BS commentary,
yeah.
Which maybe we'll do that next time. We'll mic up. And
it's nonstop snark.
You can just hear us talking mess the whole time. I think that would add to it, so maybe we'll do that next time. Who knows? Coachella? Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, man, so many festivals.
So little time.
Didn't realize that was something that would be triggered by this event. Was this now going on the grand tour?
I mean, now we just need to figure out how to make that lifestyle work, and we'll just take this show on the road.
Yeah,
we'll just fly from festival to festival and podcast to podcast, and we'll just see what happens.
Do you feel like? I mean, our plan was to come here and stay for the whole week. Do you feel like you'll want to, like you're feeling right now toward the end of the week, I want to come every year, and I want to come for the whole week every year?
Yeah. I think I made a note last year, and I mean, it still kind of holds true. If you show up Sunday, you can see the setup and the arrivals, which is really cool, and then you can be here through the start of the show. and at least be here for Wednesday, hoping the weather holds out and you can see the night air show.
Yeah.
Saturday is the next night air show if you don't get to see Wednesdays. So I think it's good to plan that way. I think I made the note last year, and I think it still holds true. If everything goes perfectly, most of the time you can probably do most everything you want to do without killing yourself by Thursday.
Yeah.
And I feel that way this time. The only reason I really want to stick around for part of tomorrow, again, is the Red Arrows and see them perform.
Right.
And just spend a little bit more time here since, well, we have the time.
Yeah, now that I have a better gauge on the scale of the thing and what might interest me or feel like it's really worth me giving my time to at the expense of something else. One thing that I would like to do, like if I come back and I'm like, I'm going to come for a week or come for 5 days or something like that, I might actually want to show up a day earlier and just have a whole day, not spend the whole day, but have a whole day to just watch arrivals, observe arrivals, listen to Fisk, maybe go out and observe Fisk and then come and just enjoy that. I only got little bits and pieces of it, but never really focused on like, this is just going to be hang out, watch the arrivals. And that's something that I would like to do. And then say, I don't need to sit through the whole air show every afternoon. I'm going to do these 6 or 7 like forums or workshops that are really relevant. Like I feel like what I wanted to do this week, I wanted to do like a fiberglass workshop. I wanted to do a TIG welding workshop. I wanted to do some Garmin stuff. Didn't do any of it. And I wouldn't have missed anything had I done that, because what I would be trading it for was just the time when I was just literally wandering around looking at random exhibitors with no real plan.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like going to Costco when you don't need anything. You're just going to walk every single
Shelf
aisle.
check.
Just in case.
Yeah.
And so I think that coming back and having a full 4 or 5 days to spend with a plan would be a more gratifying experience, and I wouldn't feel like I missed anything. I think we said the word seaplane base once this whole week.
Yeah. I tried last year, didn't go out there this year.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen this year either. Eventually I'll see it. There's still so much. Like the only time we made it to the full south end was when me and Jake jumped on the tram the other day, going the wrong direction because it was easier to just get on it and stay on it than get on it going the right way. And that actually wasn't a bad little tour because we got to drive down the whole length one way and back up. But it opened my eyes to how much more I've never seen. Tonight, we were watching the Stoll competition.
Yeah.
I hadn't gone to see that before, but totally want to go sit in those bleachers next year and watch it, front row, because we saw some crazy landings where things looked like they were about to go sideways, and I want to see that up close.
Yeah.
So, yeah, having a better plan and being able to see some of those things would be great. But as of now, I would love to be able to come here every year.
One thing also that I thought, we talked about it earlier in the week about, are you the kind of guy who goes out and parks your stuff out on the flight line and then goes around and looks at exhibitors? And I think that next time I probably will be not like grabbing something right on the spectator line, but grabbing a foldable wagon and like stuff to make you comfortable, chairs, a little bit of shade, a bunch of water and stuff like that, and then just go park it somewhere out there in the field. And if it walks away, oh well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because running back and forth to camp, if you're gonna try to carry everything on your back, you're gonna get really uncomfortable. Carrying nothing on your back, you're gonna end up really uncomfortable as well.
Yeah. I mean, for example, right now I carry a backpack that has an umbrella in it, my little tiny portable chair that I can sit on the line and watch, sunscreen. I think there's a bottle of Advil in there. The essentials to get you through.
Yeah.
And I had a whole stack of stickers to give out to people that recognize the channel, and I didn't give out a single one because I didn't even think about it. So, but yeah, having to carry it around. There was plenty of times where I would go there in the morning, carry that thing with me the whole morning, not need any of it because I wasn't sitting out doing anything, but I carried it around, and then come back here for a little afternoon break / nap. And then it would have been good to have some of that stuff. So yeah, lugging it around on your back, not the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people showing up early with a ton of stuff, and I'm like, actually not a bad idea. It is even if you have an e-bike to ride back and forth, if you're staying at Camp Scholler, if you have an e-bike to run back and forth, you know what? I'd even say if you're in parking, like there's just no way to be close to it. There are buses running constantly that you can jump on, but it is not easy and convenient to just run back to camp, just because the distances. Even if you take your bike and you park at the gate or one of the entrances, it's a good chance that when you decide, I want to run back to camp for something, you are still probably 1.5 miles or 2 miles away from your bike.
Yep.
So there's no way around it. There's distance and time that's going to be involved in all of that. And
I mean, I'll put some numbers in this for perspective for everybody. Yesterday was probably one of the busier days with the night air show and walking around and everything. And I have an e-bike. I have put a little over 20 miles on that e-bike since I've been here.
Yep.
Yesterday alone, I walked 9.9 miles, not counting what I did on the e-bike.
Right.
Just back and forth. So you're going to walk a lot.
I think, and we're coming up on the 1 hour mark here.
Nice.
I think one way to sum it up is it's a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah. It's worth it for sure. But it's a lot. Not only can you not really see all of Oshkosh, everything that it has to offer in a day or 2 days or a week, nor can we recap it fully. I'm sure that we'll probably have more ideas about it, more thoughts about it as the year progresses, and we'll talk about it some more from then. We'll see if you end up buying a dirt bike.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there, or if we end up renting and flying up.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we end up making sure that we're both members of the same club and we can secure a high wing airplane to camp under next year. We have ideas. We'll see what happens.
Ideas.
So I think that will wrap up episode 21 of We're Not Experts in Airplane Building podcast. On the way out, I don't know, should we? I feel like our new song is maybe too hard on the way out.
Yeah, it's a little strong, especially if they've bothered to stick around after the video ended. So
yeah, so we're gonna call it for this episode right now. Hopefully, I'm just hoping that we had some decent B-roll to throw in the end here. That's much more pleasant to look at our faces. It wouldn't be an episode with us if there weren't technical difficulties.
Always something.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're still here. That was We Are Not Experts, episode 21. 1,200 miles, the largest gathering of aircraft on the planet. And between them, Chris and Tim managed to build precisely nothing. Tim, to his credit, bolted an empennage onto his aeroplane. Chris bought an electric bicycle. The scoreboard, I think, speaks for itself. The camera lasted 38 minutes, which, for these two, is practically a personal best. If, against all available evidence, you enjoyed that, you'll find every episode, and rather more of their nonsense, at wearenotexpertspodcast.com. There is a little form there for your feedback, praise, complaints, corrections, the current whereabouts of Tim's dignity. They read every word. God help them. Do subscribe, and do share it with a friend, preferably one with poor impulse control and a half-built airplane of their own. I'm Nigel. They'll be back. They always come back.